Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Oh my God, is that the cheer cannon herself? So good to hear from you.
Oh,
Literally
man.
here,
She
from
is-
all the way back here with these headphones on. We're going to go ahead and get ready for game number 2 between Boxer and MarineKingPrime.
It does look like they need a super quick break, as Boxer just requested 1 minute to kind of get everything organized once again, as it's very important to make sure everything is working top-notch. Even if your keyboard is like 1 inch the wrong way, it can throw off a player, man.
And I think it's interesting that Boxer chose Zelnaga Caverns as his map.
Yeah, this is a map where if you get one siege tank outside your opponent's base, it is game over usually, as it can hit the majority of the buildings. So that's something you absolutely have to prepare for. And a lot of the builds that they're going to be using on this map, I wouldn't be surprised if it's either trying to do that or trying to prevent that, as maps can very greatly affect how your build plays out.
And I do think Boxer is going to love to pull off his mech play on game number 2. In the top right corner, it is the man who flew all the way out from Seoul, South Korea due to the fan fundraiser led by Milkus and supported largely by the fine folks over at Reddit. It is MarineKingPrime.
And in the bottom left side, probably the most famous gamer of all time. He also flew out from Korea, but he is just a complete nerd baller, and that's why he did that. It is SlayerSBoxer.
Now, I have always been incredibly impressed with Marine King's decision-making on this map with his Mass Marine Marauder medevac play, his tankless TVT. And even though Boxer selected it as, never mind, Marine King got a really fast refinery, this is not the best way to mass Marines early on. And, you know, for as much as MarineKingPrime is known for his huge barracks style, that doesn't mean that it is the only one he has up his sleeve.
Oh, yeah. I mean, any player who is this good, has done this well in the GSL as well as MLGs, you are definitely going to have a lot of different builds under your belt that you can perform anytime that you want, especially if it's a player who kind of has your number. If you have a specific style, but there's someone that's just extremely good against it, you need to make sure that you always have multiple builds planned, especially once it starts coming down to like those best of 5s. It would probably be a good idea to have 5 different builds planned so that your opponent doesn't just kind of prepare for it each time.
We do see MarineKingPrime going to be sending out a scout SCV quite late. Neither player has actually scouted one another. Largely this is because they're not going to deviate their builds too much. I mean, why scout if there's going to be no change incoming? Boxer now finishing up his barracks. And I did feel like there was a little bit of meta decision-making by Boxer last game, saying, yeah, well, Marine King typically early expands and goes for that mass marine opening. I'm going to go ahead and get the reactored factory and expand myself, and I don't think that's going to be as effective in this game.
Especially just considering the size of the map. Now look at this from Marine King. This is a proxy factory. What do you think he's going to be making out of here, Sean?
What I sincerely hope he does is lifts it, floats it down, and steals whatever add-on Boxer tries to use.
That would be awesome. We've actually seen the little one doing that quite frequently as his chat explodes when he does that on his stream. So I can only imagine that people would absolutely love seeing that. Now, a lot of times factories aren't really that important. It's kind of a situation where, how many starports are you going to make, and are you going to be going a heavy mech play regardless? So is he going to make a Hellion out of this? Well, it'd be kind of weird because Hellions are so quick anyways that there's really nothing that you can get out of proxying, but he does decide to go with that Hellion regardless.
And now Marine King making his own starport. And a starting Hellion, an interesting decision. We see in the unit station only 1 Marine for both of these players, now 2 for Marine King. Because he is the Marine King Husky, doubling his opponent's Marine count.
Such a good name for him, man. He lives up to it every single time. And the starport, do you think you're going to see a Banshee, or is he going to be going for some sort of Hellion drop here?
Well, this is a very unusual play to see 2 Hellions at this point in time. That means that you cannot build the tech lab on this one factory and swap it over with the starport. So we see Boxer going for the Marine Banshee Hellion opening himself. There's the one Hellion from Boxer. It's going to come up, receive a few shots, and it looks like Marine King will try to intercept it in some way, or just try to keep it hidden.
Oh yeah, man, Marine King almost revealed the fact that he does have a Hellion out on the field. You got to be careful, because if Boxer's like, wait a minute, I didn't see that go down the ramp, then it can be something that is very dangerous. Now we do see a Banshee coming out of here, actually a very peculiar opening out of Marine King, as he does have the 3 Hellions. maybe potentially going to be attacking the front while kind of going in from the backside with the Banshee.
Oh, it's going to be the anti-timing from Boxer. This is going to be a lot of free SCVs. Somehow whiffing that last shot, and now he is right in the thick of the mineral patch,
and
dealing
the
massive damage.
Here for Boxer going to be able to clean this up. Although you do mention lots of SCV kills, that is exactly what we are witnessing right now. It does look like Boxer will be able to deal with this, but is he going to have anything for anti-air? He does not have a Viking on the way right now, Sean. That is a Banshee.
Oh no, and Boxer is going to feel forced to make the counterplay, which means that right when this Banshee pops out, Boxer will have nothing there left to defend.
I almost feel like we're watching Boxer, but no, it is indeed Marine King doing the crazy play like this, crazy metagaming and mind games going on right now. Looks like Boxer has finally scouted this, but can't even kill it quickly enough. There's already a second Banshee on the way. Inside the main base, every single SCV is going down. This Banshee already up to 3 kills, and there's only 2 Marines here to try and hold this off.
Oh, there's that great MarineKingPrime control. He knows exactly how those Marines were going to move before they even were clicked to. And now he has 10 full kills, not even controlling at this last moment, about to be picked off. And oh no, there's the Viking from Marine King chasing away Boxer's Banshee, and he picks off all the Marines.
And a couple more SCV kills here before the Viking comes out, which does mean that any more units that are flying for our blue Terran, he needs to guard with his own Viking. But I feel like the damage has already been dealt. It's 10 SCVs to 27. Boxer trying to get some kills here to catch up a little bit inside the main base, but a good counter to a Banshee is, well, a Viking.
Oh!
And down it goes, so Boxer not doing the damage that he needed to there, and he has suffered severe losses in the early stages of this game.
Boxer came right out the gate of this MLG with 2 big wins to start him off, and then immediately lost to Idra, Hey-Pro, and is looking now to take another loss consecutively to MarineKingPrime, and it looks like Boxer has most of his army landed. He will have to lift that Viking if he hopes to engage this successfully. And there it looks like it's the Viking versus Viking battle. MarineKingPrime controlling brilliantly against those Marines. Can he pick off the last one? It looks like no, but the Marine count is going to be not quite high enough for MarineKingPrime.
Yeah, Boxer was able to hold there, but it's still not going to be looking great for him. He has not even killed these buildings on the left side. They're still producing at full capacity. Hellions and Vikings alike, which are such good units in this matchup. Marine King going to be adding on some additional barracks. Also has his command center completed. So even if Boxer kills off these units on the left side and the buildings, it's still going to be a long road ahead of him. He is behind in supply right now.
Well, he can begin getting very aggressive with these 2 buildings. Ready to steal any add-on Boxer may leave abandoned. But, you know, the funny thing to note is that if you are Marine King, it doesn't matter if you have a lifted starport and a lifted factory. You don't need those to build Marines.
That is the one unit that he was gearing up to make. Indeed, Sean, look at this. There's multiple barracks going down. 4, in fact. Just going to try and win with cost effectiveness alone, especially since he's so far ahead. I think that's going to be just fine. And he's securing his expansion, so I feel like Boxer's just going to be doing an all-in attack here. It looks like just a moment.
Oh, but Marine King's got to be careful. This is a very scary-looking force from Boxer if controlled properly, especially with that siege mode en route. This could be a lot of trouble for Marine King, and he's going to end up losing that 1 Viking, and now it looks like Boxer is on the run. When siege mode is complete, Boxer can make a play to kill off Marine King's expansion.
Wow, look at SCVs acting like Zerglings, trapping these units. SCVs have never looked so scary. Is able to take out multiple tanks there, and these are literally acting like Zerglings right now. He's going to get a surround on another tank, trying to get it. Can he get these SCVs? Are so pissed right now. Can they actually do it? Yes!
Oh!
They get another siege tank right there, and Marine King, I guess he just literally needs Marines and SCVs right now.
I mean, that is a great play, telling the Marines to mine minerals down at the southern expansion. And when they get through, he hits the stop button, and it forces all of Boxer's siege tanks back on top of the Marines. And Boxer was looking like he had the potential for a comeback right there.
That was so close. This one Marine did not take the advice of his friends, telling him not to go that way. And that actually could have been a major blunder by Marine King, but he was just spot on. He backed it up there and prevented any losses.
Uh-oh, there's Boxer with the siege up, and Marine King looks like he is just going to go for it. Oh, my damage, Batman. That is hard for regular Marines to take out siege tanks, but Marine King finds a way.
Oh, man, Marines versus siege tanks, not usually a good idea unless you have named yourself Marine King. as that's probably just the one unit he practices with on ladder, man, just making so many of those. And he's at about double the supply of his opponent right now, so it is absolutely working for him. His expansion is up and running, and Boxer is really trying to do a play that he is known for, which is where he gets behind, he may be stuck on one base, but he wins with just his ingeniousness. And we're going to see now if he can do it, but it's hard to beat just a big ball of Marines with smarts.
Yeah, I mean, Marine King only needs to finish these 2 upgrades, and then Boxer is going to be in a world of hurt. There's almost no way that Boxer can successfully take an expansion. Marine King scouting with this completely and totally useless, extraneous factory. Boxer bouncing by the watchtowers. These medevacs are healing these poor Marines that withstood some tank fire earlier on. And with 8 Marines being produced at a time, I can't imagine a way Boxer can hold this off.
He did bring all of his SCVs off. His only hope is to mass repair them. The factory has spotted it all. But again, there's just so many units right here. Stimpak's not done yet. Boxer's got siege here. He will be able to do lots of damage. The SCVs, though, are going to melt away extremely quickly. But I mean, honestly, at this point, this is just kind of a 1A attack. And indeed, he is going to be killing those off. Marine King with a huge victory.
Gets the 2-0. MarineKingPrime not even having an official invite to this tournament.
Yeah,
but
man.
Getting funded to come out here and ending up with the victory in the open bracket, coming into pool plays, suffering a brutal loss, and has now won 2 consecutive best of 3s.
Yeah, and that was actually, looking back on it, that was one of the shorter TBTs that we've seen, especially out of these 2 players, because usually they're very, very resilient. But I mean, Marine King just had such good build orders, so hopefully the players are out there on the stage, as they are huge fan favorites. And I believe Marine King right now, since Reddit paid for him to be out here, he actually has like a Reddit patch. Is that right? That he has one of those?
And he was trying to find the word for it, and he decided the correct word was character.
Yeah.
He loves the Reddit character.
That's what he said, man. So great stuff there. Boxer, do we have the updated results over here, Sean?
Well, that does put Boxer as 2 and 3 in his group. And no doubt that cheers because MarineKingPrime himself has stepped out onto the main stage. MarineKingPrime now 2 and 1 in Pool A. Boxer 2 and 3. Idra and HeyPro are looking to be the strong contenders for 1st and 2nd, with Idra as 4-0 and HeyPro as 3-1.
Yeah, there he is indeed. Make sure to make some noise for him, guys. Looks like Boxer's still going to be in his booth here for a second. Hopefully we're going to be getting an interview with him. It looked like they were gearing up for one, so hopefully they do indeed do that. And I just want to mention again, Bomber 3-0, Huck 3-1. MC has actually made quite the comeback. He is at 3-2. He was off to a pretty shaky start, but doing pretty good in his group.
And in exciting news, in the lower bracket of the Open Tournament, White Raw has defeated VVV Titan 2-1.
That was close. Came down the last game, man.
So that does mean that in the lower bracket, we're seeing finally some wrap-ups in the results.
Yes.
In the far southern end, we have VVV Time and Future playing, and the winner will go on to face Sickness, White Ra versus Veritas, a PVT. The winner of that goes on to Jesuabs. You're starting to see how many absurdly good players are in this tournament.
Yeah.
Theognis and Caliber are playing. The winner of that will go up against Alive from TSL. We have Chance and Artist duking it out for a chance to play against Stefano.
Trimaster and Inca happening right now, and they're going to be going up against Dark Cell. So there's a lot of players here who are looking to make a name for themselves, making it so far through this tournament. I looked online, isn't it like 250 people are at this tournament or something like that?
250 plus players already at this event signed up. I think that means that there's something like 6,000 games that get played over the course of the weekend.
Ridiculous, man.
And the crowd is having themselves an absolute blast.
What if
I'm just going to clap as well.
Yeah, what if it's the biggest trolling ever? Like every time it cuts to us, everyone just like is cheering, and we're like,
cheering.
Oh God, what
like,
are we missing?
3, 2, 1, mess with them. And we're just like, wow, that is incredible.
Yeah, that's great stuff.
But we are going to go ahead and take a brief break, and when we come back, it is going to be more Day 2 action here at MLG. I'm Day 9.
I'm Husky. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back right after this.